The 10 shocking money secrets that keep the poor poor. Most people think money is about hard work, saving, and sacrifice. But what if I told you that mindset is what's holding millions of people back? Today, I'll share 10 things the wealthy know that most people don't, and frankly, some of these will completely change how you think about making money. 1. Money hides behind problems. Here's a secret. Money doesn't come to people who want it. It comes to people who solve problems. In the late 90s, a single mom named Joy Mangano had a huge problem. Cleaning her house was exhausting, especially wringing out her mop by hand. Most people would just complain. Joy? She invented a self-wringing mop and turned that simple idea into a $100 million empire. The miracle mop didn't just make her rich, it solved a problem millions of people didn't even know they had. Joy wasn't a millionaire or a business expert. She was a regular person who looked at her frustrations and asked, "How can I fix this?" That's the mindset shift most people miss. Poor people see problems and get frustrated. Wealthy people see problems and get curious. Start small. Every day, write down one thing that frustrates you. Then ask yourself, what's one way I could fix this for myself or others? You don't need to reinvent the wheel, just find one thing people need. 2. Time is the poor man's currency. Here's the brutal truth. Poor people spend time to save money. Rich people spend money to save time. Think about Bill Gates. He once said, "I don't pick up $100 bills off the ground because it's not worth my time." Sounds arrogant, right? But the logic is fascinating. If Gates spends his time on tasks worth $100 an hour, he's wasting the opportunity to earn $10,000 an hour doing something more impactful. Now, here's where most of us get stuck. We think doing everything ourselves is the smart money-saving move, but catch is, every hour you spend on low-value tasks, like cleaning your house or doing basic admin work, is an hour you're not building something bigger. Yep. I know you're saying, is this person serious? Why are they telling me to not clean my house? Well, hear me out. Let's talk about cleaning the house. Sure, it feels productive. You turn on your cleaning playlist, start dancing between tasks because work and happiness, right? Maybe you take a break to check social media whenever you hear a notification ping. Before you know it, the whole afternoon is gone. Let's break it down. You spent hours cleaning, but how much of that time could you have invested in something more valuable, like learning a new skill, building a side hustle, or creating opportunities for your future? So here's the takeaway. Find ways to spend less time on low-value activities. Start small. Maybe you hire a cleaner for just 1 or 2 days a month, or automate your grocery shopping to save a few hours every week. Sure, it might feel like you're losing money up front, but if you're scared of investing in yourself and buying back your time, ask yourself, how will I ever grow if I keep trading all my hours for pennies? The truth is, no rich person got to where they are without sacrifices. Spending money to free up your time is one of the smartest investments you can make. So, here's a challenge. What's one task you do every week that someone else could do for $10 or $20 an hour? Delegating it isn't just about convenience. It's about clearing space to work toward the life you want and things that actually grow your income. 3. The right advice can be worth millions. Most people listen to the wrong voices and pay the price for it. During the Great Depression, Joseph Kennedy, JFK's father, overheard a shoeshiner giving stock market tips. That moment made him realize, if everyone thinks stocks are a good idea, we're about to crash. He sold his investments and avoided the 1929 stock market collapse, while millions lost everything. This isn't just about stocks. Most poor people take advice from people they trust emotionally, not financially. That's like asking your broke cousin for business tips. They mean well, but they can't guide you. Wealthy people seek advice from those who've succeeded in the exact path they want to follow. Audit your mentors. Who do you listen to about money? Do they actually have the results you want? If not, start seeking advice from books, podcasts, or people who are where you want to be. 4. Perception is reality. Poor people assume skills are everything. Rich people know perception is half the battle. Ever heard of the pet rock? In 1975, Gary Dahl convinced people to buy literal rocks as pets. He didn't change the product, he changed the story. By packaging rocks in little boxes and calling them low-maintenance pets, Gary turned a joke into $15 million. The same principle applies to people. If you're a genius, but no one knows it, you're invisible. Meanwhile, someone less talented, but better at self-promotion will get the opportunity every time. The world doesn't just reward talent, it rewards visibility. What's your personal brand? Start small, update your LinkedIn, build an online presence, and let people know what you're great at. Remember, how people perceive you is just as important as what you can actually do. 5. Discomfort is a compass. Most people avoid discomfort. Wealthy people use it as a guide. Oprah Winfrey grew up in poverty, faced rejection after rejection, and even got fired from her first TV job. But instead of retreating, she leaned into the discomfort. Every setback became a lesson. Every rejection became fuel. Today, she's one of the most successful media moguls in history. Discomfort isn't a sign you're failing, it's a sign you're growing. The wealthy embrace that feeling because they know it leads to breakthroughs. Poor people, on the other hand, run from it and stay in the same spot. Write down one uncomfortable thing you've been avoiding. Maybe it's, learning a new skill, making a bold pitch, or starting a side hustle. Commit to doing it this week. Growth lives on the other side of discomfort. 6. Attention is the new gold rush. Money doesn't flow where there's talent. It flows where there's attention. Take Mr. Beast. He didn't become YouTube's top earner because he's the funniest or smartest creator. he earned $54 million in a single year because he understands attention. His videos are engineered to go viral, and that attention translates into ad revenue, sponsorships, and brand deals. Attention is currency. Whether you're an artist, entrepreneur, or freelancer, the more eyes you have on your work, the more opportunities you'll attract. Poor people focus on the work itself. Wealthy people focus on how to get it noticed. Start building your platform today. Post your work online, grow a social media following, and learn to market yourself. Even a small audience can open doors. 7. They think in systems, not hustles. Poor people chase hustles. Rich people build systems. Jeff Bezos didn't just sell books. He built a system. Amazon started as an online bookstore, but his long-term vision was to create a marketplace that runs itself. Today, Amazon earns billions while Bezos spends his time on space exploration. A hustle is something you do. A system is something that works for you. Hustles burn you out. Systems build you up. What's one part of your hustle you can turn into a system? Maybe it's automating your sales process, creating passive income, or hiring someone to handle repetitive tasks. Systems free you from the grind. 8. The long game always wins. The poor chase quick wins. The rich plant seeds for the future. In the 1990s, Amazon wasn't profitable for nearly a decade. Investors called it a failure. Bezos, however, knew he was planting seeds. Today, Amazon dominates because he played the long game. What's one habit or project you can start today that could pay off in 5-10 years? Invest in skills, relationships, or businesses that compound over time. 9. Success isn't about talent, it's about taking action. The hard truth is, most people don't start something because they convince themselves they don't have a special talent or groundbreaking idea. But success isn't about having something extraordinary. It's about seeing an opportunity, acting on it, and putting in the work. I stumbled upon this guy on TikTok recently. He's built an entire business where you pay him to go to your workplace and tell your boss exactly what you've been too afraid to say. Maybe you hate your schedule, your boss is overbearing, or you feel undervalued. The guy just walks in, says it all for you, straight to their face, and leaves. He's become a viral sensation and is likely raking in thousands of dollars from his videos on top of the regular pay he gets for his services. On the surface, it sounds ridiculous. You think, how could this even be a real job? But if you think about it, he spotted something most people overlook. So many employees are too afraid to speak up at work. He realized he had the courage to say what others couldn't, and instead of dismissing it as just a personality trait, he turned it into a service. It wasn't about talent. It wasn't about being born with a gift. It was about recognizing that his ability to speak up, something anyone can practice, had value. And now, he's making money doing something most people wouldn't even think of. Don't get stuck thinking you need a big idea or a natural talent to start something. Sometimes the key is looking at what you're already doing, or what others shy away from, and asking, how can I make this useful? It could be something as simple as solving a problem you've noticed in your community, or offering a service you think people need. The real secret? Action beats talent every single time. Start small, start messy, just start. Because the truth is, the people who succeed aren't the ones waiting for perfection, they're the ones who take the first step, no matter how imperfect it looks. This brings us to 10. Speaking the truth about perception. We all get stuck at this part, honestly. We think speaking up, especially to people in power, will ruin our chances of success. But the truth is, not addressing how others perceive you can hold you back more than anything else. The TikTok guy has now become a viral sensation, not just because it's funny, but also because so many people feel powerless to speak up. The kicker is, after these encounters, some employees actually report better working conditions. Why? Because their bosses finally know how they feel. Now, I'm not saying you should hire someone to call out your manager, but there's a lesson here. If you don't speak up for yourself, someone else will control your narrative. And that applies to more than just your job. It's true in life, business, and everything in between. Start practicing small acts of self-advocacy. The next time you feel overlooked or undervalued, don't let fear keep you silent. It could be as simple as sending a polite but direct email or scheduling a conversation to ask for what you need. Over time, this builds your confidence and reshapes how people perceive you. Remember, you don't need to be born wealthy to think like the rich. If you start applying even one of these secrets, you'll be miles ahead of where you are now. Remember, money isn't the goal, freedom is. Thanks for watching.